Hi there, welcome to Storytime with Miss Andrea, reading on behalf of the Clearview Library District. As always, before we read stories, we have to get our wiggles out. Can you stand up for me, please? I wiggle my fingers. I wiggle my toes. I wiggle my ears. And I wiggle my nose. I wiggle my shoulders. I wiggle my chin. I stretch my arms wide, and I pull them back in. I wiggle my elbows. I wiggle my knees. I hop like a bunny, and I smile and say, cheese. Now I have no more wiggles left in me, and I'll sit on the floor as still as can be. We're going to read books all about nursery rhymes today. These are so important for our growing brains. We learn the cadence of a language, and the rhymes help us hear the individual sounds of words. So this is my favorite nursery rhyme book. This is The Neighborhood Mother Goose by Nina Cruz. Hey diddle diddle, the cat and the fiddle, the cow jumped over the moon. The little dog laughed to see such sport, and the dish ran away with the spoon. Jack be nimble, Jack be quick, Jack jump over the candlestick. What kind of candle is Jack jumping over? Looks like a birthday candle on a cupcake. The itsy bitsy spider climbed up the water spout. Down came the rain and washed the spider out. Out came the sun and dried up all the rain. And the itsy bitsy spider climbed up the spout again. Little Miss Muffet sat on a tuffet, eating her curds and whey. Along came a spider who sat down beside her and frightened Miss Muffet away. There was a little girl who had a little curl right in the middle of her forehead. When she was good, she was very, very good, but when she was bad, she was horrid. Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. All the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty together again. Mary, Mary, quite contrary, how does your garden grow? With silver bells and cockle shells and pretty maids all in a row. There was an old woman who lived in a shoe. She had so many children she didn't know what to do. She gave them some broth without any bread. She scolded them soundly and sent them to bed. Here we go. Peter Pepper picked a peck of pickled peppers. A peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, where's the peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked? Can't say normal words this morning, but apparently that's no problem. Wee Willie Winky ran through the town, upstairs and downstairs in his nightgown, rapping at the window, crying through the lock, "Are the children all in bed? For now it's 8 o'clock." The end. Stand up, we'll do some nursery rhymes. The grand old Duke of York, he had 10,000 men. He marched them up to the top of the hill. He marched them down again. And when they were up, they were up. And when they were down, they were down. And when they were only halfway up, they were neither up nor down. Let's try that again. The grand old Duke of York, he had 10,000 men. He marched them up to the top of the hill and marched them down again. And when they were up, they were up. And when they were down, they were down. And when they were only halfway up, they were neither up nor down. Fantastic. Let's try one for our littles. So, patty cake, baker's man. Bake me a cake as fast as you can. Roll it, pat it, and mark it with a B. And put it in the oven for baby and me. Let's try that again. Patty cake, baker's man. Bake me a cake as fast as you can. Roll it, pat it, and mark it with a B. And put it in the oven for baby and me. And here's one for us this weekend. Even though I know we need the moisture, we don't need 5 feet of snow. It's raining, it's pouring, the old man is snoring. Bumped his head, went to bed, couldn't get up in the morning. Let's try that one again. It's raining, it's pouring, the old man is snoring. Went to bed, bumped his head, couldn't get up in the morning. Fantastic. Let's get our clapping hands out and say goodbye. Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say goodbye as high as we can. Goodbye. Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say goodbye as low as we can. Goodbye. Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say goodbye as fast as we can. Goodbye. Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say goodbye as slow as we can. Goodbye. Bread, butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say goodbye as quiet as we can. Goodbye. For those who might want it. Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say goodbye as loud as we can. Goodbye! Thank you so much for coming to Storytime today. I miss you all. I hope to see you soon.